Hello everyone, how you guys doing on today? Look, I am doing wonderful and I pray that you are doing wonderful as well. We are excited about what is going on our YouTube channel, and I want you guys to join me on my journey. And as you're joining me on my journey, I pray that you will be able to reach and acquire those dreams and goals and aspirations that you have put on the back burner as well. That is my whole thing. That is what I believe God has me doing, to be able to encourage other women that are going through the same thing that I'm going through. Might not be completely the same thing, but a little bit of the same thing. Trying to get my little pearls right. But I am Freedom. And my channel is Free 50 and above. Let's go. And the Free is a nickname, but it is saying get free. Be free. To do the will of the Lord and what God has given you to do. Not what other people think you should do, not what other people think it may look like, the way it should look like you should do it. Do it the way God gives it to you to do, and nobody else's way. Right? That's what that Free is for. And let's go. It's the Let's Go 50 and above. And it could be some other that are younger, but the ones that are in empty nesters or almost empty nesters, and it's your time. You don't have anyone else as far as children to take care of. They're on their own, doing what they do, and it's time for you to get out of the cycle of having to constantly put yourself in what their lives are looking like, right? It's time for you to take up and dust off those dreams and goals that God has given you to do and that you put on the back burner, right, for such a while, so that you can raise your children and be a good wife and run the household as best as you can, right? So now it's time for you to, do those things and get forth of doing them. Get forth, get in the right lane to do that, right? And so I am taking you on the journey of me getting out of that cycle as well. Okay, so that's what that Free 50 and above Let's Go is all about. It's about us getting those dreams and goals that we have put on the shelf. And I will be giving you some of the plans and steps that I have taken and that God has given me and my husband, but me particularly as a woman, of how to step into those dreams and goals that He has put forth for me to do, right? So one of the things is we have a booklet that we put out, and we have another one that we're going to put out, and the second one is called Self-Care Guide for Women / Empty Nesters 50 and over, right? And so what it is a self-care guide, and this is basically, you might as well say free. It's like $5 or something like that, and I'll have it on I'll try to put it on my YouTube channel so you can download it. So we're working on that, putting it up there so you can download it as we get it together. But one of the things that I did when the Lord gave me directions of what to do. Now God didn't give them to me just like boom, 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 boom. He just dropped it in my spirit that it's time for me to go. It's time for me to move. It's time for me to go and move to another country, right? And the way that happened was that he led me to start looking at YouTube channels, start researching different countries, right? And in the midst of me doing that, because I would not do this on my own, just look at some YouTube channels about going on, I wouldn't. So I started doing that. Number one, that was investigating. Seeing if, is it people out there that is just moving, going over? I know it is, but how many, what it look like. So that's what I ended up doing. And lo and behold, it was so much of wealth of information out there that people were documenting as they were going along and doing these things as well, going into another country, how to do this, how to do that, what not to do, what to do, and I was like, wow. So I came across a few that I stuck with, and just looked for a good little while and studied for a good little while and everything, and then it came to me to go to Mexico, right? And that's what I did. I started taking the steps of how to get my residency in Merida, Mexico. Then I took the steps of when we leave. We came up with a date to actually leave, so after we took the steps to get the residency, to get that in progress, start that process going, then we took the step of putting in, okay, we're leaving on this date. We booked the Airbnb for the date that we said we were going to be there. We had not booked the flight yet. We booked the Airbnb. We were looking into the flights of that date to go one way. Everything we was going to need for the flight or what to take with us, all that we were looking into. So it has to be a plan. You have to have a plan. I came up with a, what did I call it? I'm looking at my computer and stuff too, because I don't want to mislead you. I want you to have the steps of what I did to make that move. Now, your move may be somewhere in the country where you're at, or it may be out in another country, right? Whatever move it is, or it may even be down the street. It's going to be a little bit better, but it may be down the street. You still have to make a plan. So we had that, got that, all that in order. And the budget, I came up with the budget of what we needed to move to Merida, Mexico. Came up, we sat down and talked about renting our house out, how that's going to look, who we're going to rent it to, what kind of rental people we're going to go through, companies that we're going to go through to rent our house out. Are we going to have someone, a landlord, take care of our house, or are we going to try to, have someone that we know, family member, to do that? We went through all the little steps that we needed to take to get that done before we even jump ship, So we did that. We set a date of when we were going to move out of our house. We got most of all of our stuff gone. We either sold it or gave it away, gave it to the Goodwill and the I can't even think of the other place that we gave it to, that comes by and pick up your stuff. But we did that, and we also blessed our son. He had just moved into a 5-bedroom house, so we put all our stuff in there, and we had he allowed us to stay with him during this process and during the time that we were getting our house rented out, right? So all those steps we had to take, and I will put some of those steps up here for you. as we go back through. But it's little steps that you want to make sure you have in line before you move, because you don't want to be way somewhere else trying to get other people to do stuff for you that's very important, and then you can't get that done yourself, right? So you want to make sure that you have all of those little things that you yourself need to be there to do. You want to make sure you have those in place, right? Already done. So, because like if you have to rent your house out, you don't want to be all the way across the country and they need your signature up there saying that this is going to go into your bank. This is what this is for you. Certain things like that, you need to make sure you are there to have that done. Now, when the process is finished, we did have one incident where they were still sending a check. So we had to have one of our friends go pick up the check and just deposit it for us. But it had to be arranged that we're saying yes, she can pick that check up and go put it in the bank for us, right? So those are little things you want to make sure you keep in mind when you're getting ready to make that move out of the country, right? Or anywhere, to a whole nother state, anywhere. So we did that, and I came up with a budget for moving to Merida. Let me look up here and see what I called it. I can't even remember what I called it, but it was a budget for Merida. Home, here we go. Let's see what we got here. Okay, yeah, move to Merida, Mexico, monthly house budget, right? So our monthly house budget, we wanted to make sure that we were not going to be into too much, of a hole, and not even a hole at all, because we knew kind of what some of the prices were supposed to be in Merida for housing, and we knew where we were financially. So that's one of the things you want to make sure too, of the type of income that you may have coming in, that is going to suffice everything that you need. Things may be cheaper here. Yes, they are. They are very, very, very much cheaper here. But you want to maintain what you have as well, so that you won't be blindsided, because you want to get out of the mindset of vacation, because when you move, you're not on a vacation anymore. you're actually at your home. It may feel like a vacation, because it does feel like a vacation here, because we're so much freer to do a whole lot more stuff, whole lot more things, especially in the ministry, doing missionary mission work out there, able to do much, much more, because your money goes so much further than it would in the States, where I'm from, the States. So just keep that in mind. Wherever you move, don't treat it like a vacation for too long. It's going to seem like that for the first few months, and you may be spinning here, spinning there, spinning here, spinning there. We all do it sometimes. We do all get caught up in doing it, but keep it in perspective and keep it in mind that this is where you live now, right? And you do get to enjoy all those other perks that come with you living wherever you live in. Okay, so that's the budget part that I came up with. And just put down everything that I had, just like a regular budget that you would do at home, for your own household things as well. And as I'm going over here, over this. It looks like I did leave out something. It might have been something. But I'll go back through this because I don't see where I put it in here. Anyway. All right. But anywho, that's one of the things that you have to do is to get all those little categories together and get your stuff together. Take what you need, whatever the weather is at that time. Take what you need and what you think you might miss. It could be seasonings. It could be a type of perfume, a type of soap that you like, type of toothpaste that you like, a type of anything that you like, right? Check out where you're going, and also get involved with some of the people that are offering to help you, to get you to the wherever you're going, whatever country, state that you're going to. Get in contact with those people. Some of those people do constellations where they talk to you and let you know. They'll come pick you up from the airport. They'll show you around. They will take you where you need to go to get all your little whatnots for when you first get there. You know, and you want to try to do a visit to the place you're going to. At least do a scouting visit. Some people come sight unseen, and it works out just great for them. Sometimes it don't. But we scouted. We came down a year before and did a scout for a couple of weeks with a young gentleman that offers that in one of his packages. And we did that, and we loved it. And we just came back. We made the dates and time of when we were gonna leave, and then we booked our flight and put everything in those bags that we needed to do, and we came on here to Mexico, y'all. And so that was the journey, one of the journeys of going on, stepping out on what we knew God had told us to do. It didn't sound or look right to other people, but that's why I say you don't do things for other people, and don't tell your vision, your plan, what God has given you to everybody, because everybody's not for you. It's hard to say that, but everybody's not for you. And again, everybody doesn't understand, and it's not for them to understand. It's not for them to understand at all. Right? It is for you to do what the Lord has given you to do. That's it. No ifs, and buts about it. Regardless of what this person says, regardless of what this person says, it's what God has given you. And you know how God speaks to you. If you're not sure, then be still until you are sure. Okay? And when you're sure, zip it, unless you know the person very, 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 very well that you are opening your mouth up to, right? Because some people are not just going to be for you. Some people are just going to say you stupid. What you sound like, what you look like, going doing this, you know. But it's not for them. Remember, it's for you. And you don't want to miss out on your blessing that God has for you. Right? We would have missed out on what God had for us if we had not moved all the way over here. We have been blessed on top of bliss. Not that we were not blessed in the U.S., but this is another level of where God wants us to be blessed as well. We don't just have to be blessed in the U.S., right? We can be blessed anywhere where God leads you. So that's one of the other things. Just step out on your blessing. Step out on faith, what God has given you. Some of the other things like my dreams and aspirations that I've put on the back burner that I used to want to do a long time ago. Just different things that I like. I love to travel. I grew up traveling. My mom and sisters and travelers. We always travel places. So that's what my husband and I are doing now. God has given us a platform to be able to travel, and wherever we travel, we do mission work. And it's been such a blessing to be able to go to these different countries, and learn how other people, live and interact with each other. You feel so blessed and so loved, and you know that you're in the right place where God has put you, right? And just to be able to have the means and the ability to travel. That is even a plan in itself, to be able to travel. Because to travel, it's not just fun and games. It's fun and it's beautiful and it's luxurious. Yes, it is. But it is work as well. You have to be physically fit. You have to be mentally fit when you are traveling. Especially when you're traveling like we travel, and other couples that travel way much more than we do. But you have to be fit. You have to be spiritually, mentally, physically fit. Knowledgeably fit. To travel. Right? You gotta carry them bags to wherever they gotta go to check them in. You gotta get to the airport on time. You gotta go through the airport back and forth to your destination, wherever you're gonna be flying out of. And then sometimes they may change what terminal you're gonna be in, and you have to go way down somewhere else. Just so you won't miss the plane, because they waited to the last minute. It is a mental, physical, and spiritual thing, right? Because as you're going through these transitions and you're traveling, you're meeting people. You're meeting people that's talking to you, and you're talking to them, and you're sharing a word, and you're sharing this, and you're sharing that, and you're okay, give me your number, give me your WhatsApp number, and then before you know it, you have friends way across in Africa. You have friends way across in Dubai. You have friends way across in Thailand. This won't happen unless you step out. And I'm not saying yours have to, I'm telling you about mine. Yours don't have to be traveling or where God has you at. But wherever He has you at, it won't happen until you step out on faith and do it, and make sure you put the plan together to do it. It's good to know that God gave it to you to do. But it's better to make sure you put a plan together that He's going to give you. So you have to listen to the Holy Ghost as well for Him to give you that plan. Because your plan ain't going to look like my plan. Because I'm going to make sure that God is in my plan. And you're going to make sure God is in your plan. Right? We start out with the basics of the plans that we know we need to do. And the Holy Ghost takes over and start adding things or taking away things of the plan. Because He knows where He wants us at a certain time. And He knows what He wants us to do at a certain time. And who life we want. He wants us to impact them, vice versa, impact us, to set us up for the next thing. Do you understand? So that's one of the dreams that I had put on the back burner for a little while. I used to travel. Now we travel with my family and friends and stuff. My children, we always took them traveling to different places. They've been on cruises and different countries and stuff like that, because we always wanted to make sure that they knew or they get exposed to different countries, different people around the world, right? So that's one of those. And then another one that I'm tweaking with is I've always wanted to be a flight attendant, right? But when I put in for being a flight attendant, man, way back in the day, I put in for it. What was it? I think it was my height and my teeth. My teeth were not straight. In the front, I had a gap. I still had a little bit. It went up. But I had a gap in my teeth, and I needed to have braces to close that gap. So it was my teeth and my height. And I could get away with the height, they said, because I would have on heels. But I needed to work on my teeth, and I never revisit that. So as I'm flying, doing all this traveling, I'm seeing that my opportunities are opening up, because I'm seeing all these stewardess. They are older than me. Some of them, older lady was on our flight. I know she had to be about 60, 68, hitting 70. Really, well, if not, she looked like it anyway. Not in a bad way. But as we continue to go on these different flights, and I'm seeing and I'm talking to flight attendants that we even met in Mexico that was a flight attendant, and how easy it is to become a flight attendant. So my mind is like, now I don't want to do this for like hard work or nothing like that. I just want the experience. I've always wanted to do it. So if I take on this, go through the school, I'm tweaking it in my head, thinking if I take it on, go through the school process and everything, how long that takes, and how, what I gotta do for it, and if I try it for about 2 to 3 months in the air, because see, that's all I'm thinking. I'm thinking I just want to do this for a couple of months, just to do it, because I've always wanted to. And so that's one of the second ones that I'm looking into now. It's becoming a flight attendant. Not because I have to, but because I would like to. I would love to do it for a little while. So those are some of the things. And I'm pretty sure I know I can bless somebody. I know I could. So that's one of the things that I'm talking about. It can be something big, it can be something little, but God does not put that in your heart and in your spirit for nothing. A lot of people take it for granted, and they think certain things, this ain't God, it's just something I just want to do. But sometimes God gives you that desire of a certain thing to do, because He already knows the path and what's going to happen when you do go head on and walk into that desire that He has put in your heart. Now you got to check that desire to make sure it's not out of His will. That's what we got to do. And that's what I've done. Right? And if it's out of His will, it won't get done. It won't be done. But I'm just trying to give you pointers and also steps of how to go out and go ahead and do your dreams that God has given you, and the goals and aspirations that God has put inside you to do. Don't let people hold you back from achieving your dreams. If it's to start a business, do it. Keep your mouth shut. Do it. Ask for help. Hang around the people that are business minded. Hang around people that you know or you have seen the success of them having a business. If you want to fly a plane, that's one of my goals as well too. I want to fly a little plane. I want to learn how to fly a little plane. I have to find out how much it's going to cost. How long is the school? I'm just curious. But you have to put a plan together. You have to put a plan together, right? So those are some of the things that we want to make sure as women 50 and above that we do not get lost in our children's lives, right? That's a whole nother section that we can talk about. Do not get lost in your children's lives of thinking that you always have to have yourself there in your children's lives of what is going on in their lives all the time and not going on doing what God has given you to do. Because sometimes after we get out of, they leave, we're like, now what am I supposed to do? They're not here right on my fingertips anymore. So I can't say, don't do this, don't do that. Come here, take me here, do this, do that. And then if they're married, So you have to get out of that cycle of putting yourself in your children's lives. You're there for wisdom and to give them that. Learn to pour into you and make sure that it's running over. So the run over, all that is running over, you can take that portion and put it into them, or it may be your husband or something, someone else, your friends, cousins, nieces, nephews, a stranger. That is not depleting you, right? It's not depleting you at all. So that's one of the things we want you to get together. Get to the point of knowing that it's okay. It's okay to take care of you, to pour into you, to look after some of your dreams and aspirations that the Lord has given you. It is fine. And we're going to bring scripture, the word, to back it up, to let you know you're in line with what God wants you to do. And when you're in line with God, you don't have to worry about nobody else. Don't worry about what the world says. Don't worry about what your friend, your family, your mama, daddy, cousins, sisters, brothers, and anybody say. Right? You doing what you know the Lord has given you to do. We got to get out of that worrying about what people think. Long as it's good, long as God is pleased with it, don't worry about other people. They either get in where they fit in or they don't get in at all. Understand? They either get in where they fit in or they don't get in at all because they might not fit nowhere. Might be time to cut them off, right? So these are some of the guides that we want to take you through. And what I will do is help you with yours because I'm on this journey. We've been here in Merida, Mexico since February. But in between that time, we've been rolling, y'all. We've been to Dubai. We've been back and forth to the States. We've been to Cancun. We're on our way back to Cancun. And I'll be back in South Carolina in October. And then I think we're going to take a break and we may go back to Cancun or Cozumel in December. But we're going to take a break, and then next year we're going to be in Africa, Dubai, maybe Thailand. So we're on the move, y'all, and we're living our dream, and we're doing God's work as we live our dream. And it feels so good. It feels so good to be able to do God's work, spread the word, love on people, and receive love from people. So, get up. I encourage you today, if you have been pondering and saying, I want to do such and such, I would love to do such and such, please hit me up so that I can encourage you even the more, and that I can work with you on your plan to put a plan together for you and what you want to do, what God has given you. We can walk through it, and we'll walk through the word as well, right? Because we want what we do to be pleasing to God. Not just ourselves, but to God, right? So, all right, guys, it has been a minute. I've been up here. I wanted to get something in today because it's been a few weeks, but make sure you hit that like button and also subscribe to this YouTube channel. We're up to 25 people, so I need I need to get up to at least 50, 55 so that I can start doing live videos. Now I have that many on my YouTube cooking channel, but I really don't want to mix I might end up doing that, but I need your help to go ahead and hit that subscription button. Tell your friends, tell your families, hit that subscription button, subscribe so that I can start going live and do this live and talk to you live, right? And if you have any questions, we can handle that live. All right. So guys, I love you. And hopefully I'll see you out there somewhere. Okay. And don't forget to take care of you so that you can be able to pour into someone else's life as well. But make sure you're filled to the rim and running over. Make sure your heart is good. Your mind is good. Your eyes are good. All right. And you're physically ready to do the dreams and aspirations and goals that God has given you to do. All right, let's go get it. Free 50 and above is what we're doing here. We're here for empty nesters. We're here for those who stand in that cycle of thinking that they have to be right there helping those children and whomever it may be. It could be someone that you've been just taking care of. It's time to take a break. Trust someone. We know they can't do just like you and take care of your loved one just like you. But trust someone that God will send someone that will be able to take care of them and love on them. Maybe not just like you, but as good as you. Right? Okay, guys. We love you. Mwah. Have a wonderful day, and I'll see you again.